Yes, Reuben.
I have a question.
Go on.
It's a bit awkward.
Well, spit it out.
Well, I heard that in some parts of the world they use puppets to do community development.
Yes. So?
Well, I don't know how to do community development.
Well, why do you think you need to know how to do it?
Well, how else does a puppet do community development?
With their puppeteer buddy.
Oh.
Well, if you must know, puppetry has a long tradition as a cultural medium within various cultural groups, and the recent recognition of puppetry as both a creative and community experience has allowed its entry into the community development field. This resource brings together snippets of practices and traditions which offers a guide for practitioners to contextualize their practice. We've tried to bring together also some interesting methodologies, historical background, and theory to hopefully allow the broader development of practice to suit your context.
Ah, the thing we're doing. Context. What's a context?
Well, the context is how you frame your practice.
Oh, like where we are. Ah, well, at least it brings together you and me. 'Cause we're gorgeous.
Oh, Reuben, you flatter me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And yes, I suppose we are. But, carrying on, Smith describes one benefit of puppetry as being that individuals who are not confident to perform themselves still have the opportunity to perform as the puppeteer. Puppetry offers an opportunity to bring to life the narratives of the communities for all members, and the distance from direct observation makes it an inclusive practice.
Inclusive? What's a narrative?
Inclusive narratives? A narrative, it's like the stories we tell ourselves about our communities and ourselves. They often reflect our norms and what we believe in.
Yeah, but so what?
Well, narratives become important because stories help us form links between ourselves and the social work we do. They help us understand frameworks of power that are in place.
Oh, right. So, like, if I'm a lion and I want to be king, then I have to wait until my uncle pushes my dad into a stampede, and then I have to eat bugs until I overthrow him on a dark and stormy night.
Oh, good heavens, how macabre. But I suppose you're onto something. However, the beauty of puppetry, or any community cultural development practice, is that we emphasize you telling your story, not someone else's. Definitely not Mufasa's.
Oh, Mufasa.
Which has a far more profound impact and creates more possibility for you to imagine yourself as the actor or develop the way you want your world to work. Sandercock observes these stories work as catalysts for change by shaping new imaginations and shaping community, character, and culture, as well as Darling Westerby and Dowling reminders, leads us to a deepening of participation as people find more connections and resonance between their stories.
Who on earth are Westerby and Dowling?
Oh, simply the best people you'll meet.
Ha!
Oh,
so,
have you got a frog in your throat?
So, inclusion and participation. What if I want to sit and just watch TV? I love TV.
Oh, well, that's great. Slightly slovenly, but great. But for many communities, having place and belonging by being represented becomes so important. It also plays with the idea that we as cultural actors practice being social actors as we realize our life is a story of our making.
You mean my story is about my making?
Yes.
So, like, if, say, just hypothetically, I'm a frog.
Oh, here we go.
And I'm waiting to be turned into a prince, but I don't want to be a prince anymore. But the stories I know is that I have to spend all my time sitting on a dumb lily pad waiting for some smelly princess to give me girl's germs and kiss me with her big, fat, smelly human lips. I don't want to turn into a human prince.
Well, stop now. Well, yes, this is perfect. I can use this. We could get all your frog buddies and yourself together, and we could get you to redraft the story to either reflect how you actually want it to work or how it actually works.
Like I could do anything. Like instead of me turning into a prince, the princess turns into the most beautiful Ranitomea amazonica with her incredibly shiny and incredibly beautiful red face and dappled blue legs. But still, my three-chambered heart, my sweet Amazonian love.
Oh, pish posh, what are you even talking about?
The Amazonian dart poison frog. Do you think my story could really be about that?
Oh, it's a little bit loopy, but
Please.
if that's what you really want it to be.
Oh, yes. So how do I get my poison barbed queen?
Actually, it's more about you and your buds. You help each other brainstorm if this is really the community or life you want to create. And the benefit is, the more you sit around on lily pads, yarning about whatever your story is, the tighter the reeds of your community is weaved.
Ooh,
You
weaving
become
reeds.
friendly and more accepting of your similarities or differences, as if we were weaving a lovely, beautiful Javanese mat of hospitality. I do miss those mats.
Mats of hospitality, huh?
Well, creating these types of sharing experiences allows for a radical hospitality between you and your froggy friends, and for people to understand your story as part of their social fabric. That was a Deridian reference. Never mind. We'll come back to that. So, you can do this in your geographical community, which is the little swamp you live in.
Oh, but don't we all live in a swamp?
Metaphorically speaking, Ingrid Burkett helps us navigate the swampy terrain by helping us conceptualize community as a verb.
Community as verb? What's a verb?
A verb, a doing word. Community is how you act, and it's how you behave.
But why is that important?
But we each have a special word, a geospatial swamp that is particular and unique. And if you choose to recognize it, you could also conceptualize your swamp as an ecosystem or a functional community designed around other frogs who have the same interest or purpose as you. For example,
Like bug catching.
like bug catching. But really, when you consider yourself as part of a living ecosystem, when we want to understand and grow and relate to others in that ecosystem, we realize communities are never fixed, but are always emerging from the complex interactions and connections.
Wow.
What do you think?
That's beautiful. So that's how we make swamps more beautifuler. Like it's like swamp development practice.
Spot on. Are you ready to get to it?
Absolutely.
Well, cheerio, darling.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.